Hello ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome back to Transistor. So last time we left with a lot of functions we can inspect because I decided to go with a completely different build. Why don't we go ahead and give these a look. Career. To appreciate the impact of Red's music, consider first the current state of Cloudbank's social climate and how it evolved over the past 2 decades. When an altercation finally erupted in the crowd during one of our performances, it was the first such incident in 4 years. It escalated to the point where administrators were summoned to the scene. As one of the suspects was banned from the premises, he accused Red of being an instigator and provocateur. Red later stated it was in that moment that she fully understood the potent effect her music had on people. She decided to take certain precautions from that point, receding from the spotlight to compose new material in relative privacy. Rumors swirled, then when she finally re-emerged, trouble followed. Exceptions. Recovered data indicates subject had no selections on record. There is a remote possibility, less than 5%, that this information is inaccurate due to data corruption. In a more likely event that the information is valid, subject by definition cannot be matched with census data, as 0% of Cloudbank willingly choose non-selection. Interesting. Alright, Preston Moyle. Freewheeling. Tracking systems on his bike indicate that Mr. Moyle headed northwest across the canals late one night, averaging speeds 228% faster than the common standard. He surely was aware that the northwest corner of Cloudbank was offline pending investigation. This was likely the appeal. Having his very own abandoned part of the town to race through on his custom bike made Preston Moyle's dream. And the reality lived up to the dream, judging by the volume of Mr. Moyle's laughter recorded by his bike. However, the recording stopped abruptly. Ferryondale. Solstice. Administrative restrictions over the northwestern part of Goldwalk conflicted with the breadth of the sky that needed painting. Because of her physiological state, however, Miss Yondale disregarded the restrictions and painted it away. The result was stunning, as the majority of onlookers failed to find words to describe it. But because Miss Yondale wantonly ignored the front-page directive from administration, she was banned from sky painting for a term 2.5 times longer than she found acceptable. She petitioned for reprieve, and came in contact with an administrator who suggested that there are always ways the term could be lightened. She was eager to learn how. Shamar Schasberg. Skydrop. After constructing his personal glider, Mr. Schasberg sailed forth one evening from a high-rise rooftop, to the delight of thousands of onlookers at ground level. Onlookers lost visibility of him as he flew into the dense fog hanging over Goldwalk. Through their cheering continued for more than 40 minutes, Mr. Schasberg, meanwhile, completed his skydrop very much as planned. What he did not expect was that several individuals were waiting there for him when he touched down. Enter Halliford. Investigation. Officially speaking, Officer Halliford could only do so much until the administration provided sufficient clearance for his own safety. But one of the side effects of Officer Halliford's talents as a forecaster was his insatiable desire to confirm his hypotheses. So he decided to move forward with his investigation, sensing significant trouble and not wanting to sit idly by rather than doing his job. What he discovered in Goldwalk shook Officer Halliford to his core. He has never seen anything like it, and his hands shook as he prepared his report on the spot. But he ceased transcription when several individuals approached him. Did not expect them, either. Alright. Looks like I have some rearranging to do with some of these skills so I can get even more of these wonderful profiles. So, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, I've rearranged my build. There aren't too many other things we can get until we have more passive slots, though. Because almost everything has a passive slot requirement. Persons relocated 2,118.
Terminal.
Urgent. Immediate response requested. Your input is needed to expedite relief in case of emergency.
Everybody's packing it up for the country.
Central Authority urges all individuals to provide relocation preferences as soon as possible. Narrow search, higher quality. Wide search, more results. We're sorry, your request cannot be completed at this time. Reason, an unknown error returned.
Notify our local administrator.
Not much we can do about that.
Off we go again. The process.
Alright. Let's put a packet there, put a packet there.
There afraid of heights?
Huh, that didn't work nearly as well as I'd hoped. This takes a while. This strategy is not as good as I'd hoped at all. Huh. Without the ability to use my B attack during, when everything's reloading, yeah, I can see this being a problem. I need to be able to use something other than Jaunt. So this build is not going to work very well, in case you haven't noticed. That's okay. These are experiments. So this is going to be a non-turn-based build. See, in case you couldn't notice, you don't get to keep the information you're gonna get unless you survive. I am doing a poor job of that, as you can see. Need to get these guys on my side. Whew, okay. Ping you twice, ping you once, get you on my side, get you on my side. Didn't work on the second, didn't work at all. Gotta get those copies out. Whew. Things all of a sudden became a lot more dramatic when you have a crappy build. Let's make a copy. Make a copy. Ping you a few times. Use that and get the hell out of here. Ow! Emergency turn initiated. That's unfortunate. I had planned to do that myself. Alright, don't need that many. That'll do. That didn't work. Jaunt is lost. Oh, right. So, it's been a long time since I played this game. I forgot how the quote-unquote death system works. What happens is you lose a function until you get to a save point, which I think is really interesting. You become noticeably weaker, but at the same time, you can still fight. Ping the hell out of him!
That's my star. Could always handle yourself. Just fine.
Yeah, not so much.
I love you so much, Red. You know that, right?
Well, you didn't have to come straight out and say it.
It's true.
Alright,
It's
let's
true.
change this build up a little bit, huh? Repaired in one more access point. Yeah, see, it's going to be useless to us, but we can replace it with other things. So that's the death mechanic in this game. I'm glad I was finally able to demonstrate it, to be perfectly honest. Let's inspect the new function. We now have all three for Red. Disappearance. The Camerata found her one night once the crowds dispersed after one of her performances. They had reason to believe that she would be alone, rehearsing said new material. But she was not alone, and the presence of another individual disrupted aspects of the Camerata's plan for that night. Red survived the incident, becoming separated from the Camerata due to these unforeseen events on their part. Although her trace data remains intact, partial transfer did occur, including transfer of ownership status of something the Camerata believed theirs. Then we have Wave 10 again. Mr. Wave Tennigan traded the quiet life of Sanctuary Vicar to become one of Cloudbank's biggest alternative broadcast personalities for his distinct blend of good-natured mannerisms and incisive social commentary. Straddling the generational boundary between the old guard and the new, Mr. Tennigan offered a candid perspective on the many factors influencing the city's evolution. But during one of his many meet-and-greet events with his listeners, he met a group of individuals who would forever change the course of his life. Every single one of these people seemed connected to Camerata, either on purpose or through their actions. Disappearance. The Camerata saw in Mr. Shasberg someone who commanded a significant influence over a young and vibrant sector of the city's population. Mr. Shasberg, for his part, initially mistook the Camerata for an administrative group, and was shocked and disappointed to have been located so easily. His famous escape attempts likewise proved unsuccessful in this particular scenario. Nevertheless, more than 80% of individuals who self-identify as fans of Mr. Shasberg's work believe that this disappearance was all part of a stunt. Farah Yondale. Miss Yondale's gifted command over a dimension of the city's physical and natural beauty caused the Camerata to seek her out. While aspects of the city evolved at a constant rate, the particular way in which Miss Yondale approached her craft with a strong, discerning, intuitive sense, but with an eye for the wishes of her followers, created a particular disposition that appealed to the Camerata. After she vanished, close to 70% of Miss Yondale's connections decided she must have fled the district to escape sentencing, and that somewhere out there the skies still sparkle with the patterns of her choosing. Alright, that's it for all these. I'm going to go ahead and make a new build. So I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Let's head out. I still am without Jaunt, so I had to change the build apart a little bit from what I had planned. That's okay.
What was that?
Let's hope we don't find out.
I'm sure it was nothing.
Oh, that just means it's going to be horrible, doesn't it? Last time we were on an elevator, we had to fight a bunch of the process, but I guess this one's not big enough for them to show up, huh?
Top of the town. This tower's changed 1,000 times. It's gotta be pretty old.
Pending request, 9,999.
Central admin sure keeps it tidy. Every time you cast a vote in this town, it gets tallied, sorted, somewhere here.
Symptoms described for... Urgent. List of known process symptoms. Are you or anyone you know experiencing the following?
Another chance to make Cloudbank a better place. You never forget.
Remain indoors until help arrives.
Seems like you're safe. I take full credit.
Oh my.
The spine of the world.
Well, whatever that thing is, let's hope we don't run into it anytime soon. Hi!
Would you look at the time?
We'll be leaving now.
Is that what's doing this to me?
Who knew the process could get so big?
Back there. I think that was just the tail.
What? You're drunk, Transistor. You don't know what you're talking about. Wait. Darn it. I guess that didn't count as going back to a access point. Oh, goody.
Here there.
Okay, let's see how we want to deal with you boys, shall we? Alright, get rid of you two. Bouncy bounce. That'll do. What exactly does that mean, though? Oh well. Look at those bounces. Ha ha ha! More of them.
Excuse us.
Well, thanks for getting rid of them for me. I do appreciate it. Now please stop trying to kill me. Relative safety high. Why don't I trust that?
It took off.
It did?
I think it took off.
You're sounding a little more coherent, so maybe you're right. Let's go ahead and take... Ooh, we can inspect this now. Meeting Red. Miss Rice met Red while putting together a small program for up-and-coming artists, and became infatuated first with Red's music, then with her. According to diary entries, there was something inscrutable and confident about Red that Miss Rice could not explain. However, Miss Rice was frustrated to find that Red grew distant. Through all of this, Miss Rice observed the aloofness of one of Red's companions, and decided he must have been insinuating Red against her. Miss Rice thought through various ways to rectify this. Was she jealous? Did she have a crush on Red and she was mad at Transistor? I call him Transistor because that's really the only name we have for him, by the way. That evening, after his event drew to a close, Mr. Tennigan met members of a group calling themselves the Camerata. They invited Mr. Tennigan to come see what was really going on in his city, actually, as long as Mr. Tennigan promised not to disclose the facts concerning the existence of the group. Mr. Tennigan outwardly accepted, for his curiosity could not be quenched, but he inwardly refused, for his commitment to his listeners precluded the keeping of any such secrets. First, he would meet the Camerata on their terms. I guess at that point, Mr. Tennigan wasn't aware of their reputation, or they simply didn't have one yet. This one I have as a passive is not terribly useful. Ooh. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Let's go ahead and make you a passive. I like having turn faster.
I say that already?
No, it's this way.
Hello.
Pain! That's what that
How did
way.
you get in there? This tower isn't going anywhere. You hear that? Spine?
Why are you calling that thing the spine of the world? Is that its actual name, or is that just what you figured out? Veracity of findings, 91%.
Hey, at least if we get through this.
Monstrosity attacks Bracket Towers. Eyewitnesses report confirmed presence of massive organism in downtown Cloudbank.
We'll get to say we were there.
Developing. A huge serpentine creature has been clinging to Bracket Towers South in the high-rise district early this morning, amid spreading panic and devastation caused by the process outbreak ravaging the city. Administration warns the creature is extremely dangerous and is to be avoided at all costs. The 18th Precinct is launching a full-scale effort to draw the creature away from populated centers. Any residents remaining in high-rise are urged to leave the area immediately.
Red, What? Okay. Yeah. I'm trying. Go get him. I believe you.
That OVC terminal is very important.
You always have a plan.
It reveals that while he is in this red state, affected by the spine, he cannot communicate with us. We don't hear him.
You know what I hate worse than stairs?
And we can't hear, and he can't hear us because of obvious reasons.
Nothing. Right now, nothing.
Really? Spine isn't causing you more distress than stairs?
I have a theory about what's come over me.
You're screaming into the ether, buddy.
What's causing this? It's big.
The spine is about to come and say hi. Also, the fetch has upgraded and now has a hunting cloak. Alright, let's go this way. Let's get the hell away from you. No kidding, Transistor?
It's white, red polka dots. It's like closer it gets, farther blue.
We'll get through this, Transistor. Just, you know, stop being drunk. Use your help. There were two of them? Could have fooled me.
Don't bother, just...
We're sorry.
It's gone to the country.
This terminal has suffered an unknown problem and needs to restart. Restart?
If we don't move it, we'll be worse than this terminal.
We're sorry, your request cannot be completed at this time. All circuits currently busy. That's a
Hey,
shame.
where's the spine?
There's the spine.
There it is again.
Functions updated 1. Alright, now we have all of Moyles. OVC first declared Mr. Moyles' absence a full 5 days later. So sure were his associates that he would return like always. His close friends did not worry more than usual for 3 days. But for each subsequent day, their worry increased an average at 84%. This quotient proceeded to spread to the numerous fans of Mr. Moyles' illustrious career, although administrators barred any appeals to search for him in an offline district. It's so odd and how disconnected all these reports are. Everyone just seems further and further
Almost.
from the normal human experience. And what's funny is, as someone who wishes to be in the psychology field, everything they're writing, the way they're reporting stuff, that's exactly how I would report it from an experimental standpoint. It's so creepy and I love it. It is a wonderful commentary, and it's one we'll discuss more at length later.
Wanna hear a funny joke? What's the difference? Never mind.
Yikes!
Tell you later.
Yeah, later might be good. Please stop trying to kill me. The red does seem determined to break it. Whatever it's doing, it's hurting Transistor, and she has to do something to stop it.
Are we there yet? Red, wait. Please be.
We'll find out what's going on and what we can do to stop the spine next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then.